In this video, we're going to talk about thickness view, and to look at that, you find it under your drop-down menu. See here it says View, drop-down menu, Thickness View. And with Thickness View, it shows you a very different way of looking at your embroidery or paint objects, and it tells you basically where you have more than one layer. Now, what I'm going to do maybe for this is just zoom over into a different area and start with a simple oval shape. So here I have an oval. I'll right click and finish. It simply has a paint fill. And that can be embroidery or paint. It's the same idea. I can make it a net fill. For the border, I'll give it a satin steel outline and make it fatter, 3 millimeters. Okay, so there I've created a design, and it shows us where the fill, where that border is overlapping with the fill, a different color. That's a thickness view. Now, if I was to create another oval that overlapped with this one, notice now that I have an area with different colors. Now, I'm going to right click to finish and let go, and you can see now that it's telling us that this area has 3 layers of stitching or whatever. Now, I'll make this one also have a satin serial outline with a little bit fatter width, and I'll make this one also have a net fill. Okay, now so we can see in here how the layers of the two. Now, I'm going to add a third layer to this. Okay, right click, let go. And so you can see here how it's building up the layers of the amount of thread. So it's a different view if you can simply choose to turn on or off thickness view. And at any time that'll enable you to have, I guess, a better idea of just the layering of the design and how it's going to go. And depending on what style of fill you choose. So for example, if I went with applique, right, and now I'm going to look again with the view and the thickness view. See how it changes a little bit because there's less borders and overlapping that's involved in with the new technique that I've chosen for applique with run style outlines. But in general, it still kind of tells us how many layers, where your amount of layers are. So that can be helpful when you're creating things to make sure that you don't get too many layers in the same area. There's certainly nothing wrong with having more than one layer of embroidery, but that said, we certainly don't want to have unlimited amounts of them. So this kind of gives you that sense of depth of how many layers are on top. So again, it's under the view, drop down menu, and it's called thickness view.